Hi guys, it's been a while. I know I haven't posted anything because you know my reliability sucks. But I've been okay. I've been up and down. I went through a period where I actually got really bad again. You know, it's so linear. As you can see by the quality of this video, I've upgraded my webcam and I've also got a nice new mic. Because I want to start doing a lot more content-wise. There's a lot of things I want to talk about to the world. And whilst I have this Road to Recovery channel, it's it's just a branch of everything I believe in. It's just part of my journey. I really do this channel so I can show people. I want people to see me when I was crying in some of my old videos and really sick and bedridden when my mother was bathing me, to how I am now, where I live alone, I look after myself, and whilst I still have a chronic illness and I'm still housebound, I'm doing things every day, work-wise, and working on projects, and working on my health and myself, and I have my partner, and you can live again. There's still so much I want to do with my life and my body and experience. I want to experience so much more than these four walls. However, I've gone through a process throughout this journey where I've learned to accept things a lot more. Not accept them to a point where this is it for good, because I do not accept that. And I'm relentless in my belief to not accept that. However, I'm able to accept that this is how it is for now. Rather than fight everything all the time. The more I fight things and my situation, my feelings, I'm kind of just fueling that fire, and it just makes me unhappier. And whilst my life isn't great, there's also a lot of great things about my life when I put myself into perspective. When I look at other people and how they're doing, people who are no longer with us because they didn't make it. I'm still breathing, I'm still going, and yes, I go to bed sometimes feeling like my heart's doing crazy shit, and I have to take 6 or 7 tablets every time I eat something because I don't digest it, and I can only eat so many foods, and I still can't eat sugar or drink coffee, and I just drink 1 tea a day. Well, okay, sometimes I do drink 2 or 3. But that's my only vice. I've given up cigarettes and smoking and alcohol and refined sugar and pizza, all these great things that I love. But it's given me a new lease on life. And I kind of have my own model for working with it. So I've left all the self-help groups, on Facebook, etc. for ME and Lyme, because I feel that I suck myself into being sick. I go on there every day, or I was going on there every day, and I was associating with sick people, and not all of them, it appeared to me, were doing actions to get better. They kept asking questions, and please don't get me wrong here, because I understand that we have to ask. I was just like it. I was clueless. However, I see some people who have been asking the same questions for maybe a year or more, and because no one else has answered them, they haven't tried anything themselves. And I understand that people are very, very, very sick, and they can't look after themselves. However, I have also been at the position where I was very, very, very sick. And even if I only had 5 minutes every 24 hours to read something, to try and learn something, to try, I would do that. My mother and father never really understood how to help me. I'd spent all my savings and all my money trying to get doctors to help me, and they couldn't. So what were my parents meant to do? They're not medically, accredited. So I had to become my own doctor. And only we know how we feel, so don't expect anyone else to fix you when they don't know how you feel. You can tell someone how you feel a million times. They're not going to know how you feel because they've never felt it. So you have to be your own advocate, and that's what I've done throughout this journey. And I know I'm going off on one of my crazy tangents again because it's what I do and it's part of me and how I am. But it's just something I had to get across. So what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? I want to create a channel which is really about mental health. Before I got chronic fatigue syndrome or ME, whatever you want to call it. I hate labels. Before I got sick, I had a lot of mental health stuff going on that really crippled me early on in life, and even without a chronic illness. If in fact I would say that anyone with a mental health illness has a chronic illness. I really would. We talk about, I think Klinghardt, Dr. Klinghardt says, the famous Lyme doctor, although I don't agree with his metal collation at all, he is a fantastic Lyme doctor and he knows a lot about chronic illnesses, and he says, there will come a point where anyone below the age of 30 will have a chronic illness. But I think we already do. There's already so much mental health shit going on in the world. One of my childhood friends committed suicide 5 weeks ago, and I was too sick to go to his funeral. It's never going to end if we don't start changing things as a collective. So here's what I want to do for a new channel. And I'll keep this one going, but I have more things I want to talk about. I'm going to start a channel dedicated to mental health because I feel that I have a lot to say on it. I feel that I've gone through the experience, and that experience was at 19. I was admitted to a psychiatric ward. I spent 2 months there with a BMI of 14. I weighed 7 stone. I'm 6'1". I had a complete nervous breakdown in the hospital. I couldn't swallow anything without it vomiting back up. I was shaking for days. I wanted to die, so determined to die. I was pleading for them to just leave me alone so I could kill myself, and they would not. And I know the darkness. I never thought I'd get through that, but I did. And it was in fact a heroin addict in the same hospital who told me, he said to me, there's 2 times in your life you'll never have any control over. Do you know what they are? And I was clueless, 19 years old, fucking sick as hell. And I said, no, what are they? And he said, yesterday and tomorrow. And like that, something clicked. And I realised, only now I can control. And that's when I started to look into the power of now and mindfulness and staying in the present moment, but forgetting about my past and the future, which don't exist. They don't exist. Only now exists. We have memories and predictions, but only now exists. By realising that at that moment, from 19, I then spent I'm now 26, turning 27 in October. I then spent the next few years just getting stronger and stronger in my mindset, working things out. And I went from a period of where I was so I was drowning in my severe anxiety. I couldn't even let my father or my best friend come around the house when I was at my mother's. I was so terrified of anything and everything. I went from that to coming out of hospital, spending some time getting used to the world again, and then packing a backpack, going onto KLM.com, purchasing a flight ticket, and I went the very same day on my own to Amsterdam, where I then spent the next, I think, year and a half on my own. Complete new adventure, where I engaged with people from all walks of life, whether they were homeless, addicts, businessmen, whatever. And I learned so much from these people, because the one thing I did is what the hospital taught me in group therapy. It wasn't the therapists that helped me. The therapists gave me some tools to work things out while I was working this out. But what I really gained, especially from the group therapy, is that we learn from each other by communicating the same way as we watch videos, etc. By learning from each other and sharing what we know, we evolve our knowledge on our own mindset, our own tool bag to deal with life. And that's what I want to do. I want to start talking to people. I want to start talking to people online, on this channel, from whatever background. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you're into. I want to talk to you because I think we can all learn something from each other. I don't want to invite people necessarily who have all the answers. I think it would be great now and then if we got someone to come and talk to us who was quite profound on the subject, quite well known, that would get a good audience in. However, 9 times out of 10, I just want to talk to anyone who's willing to talk, because I think they are the most important people, because they are the people that we relate to. And it's very difficult for me to relate to a therapist I pay £100 per hour for, because they haven't walked in my shoes. However, by being open with anyone and everyone, I have figured out that now and then, by doing that, we meet people who are just like us, and they've been dying to find someone like you to get all this off their chest too as well, because you connect, and nothing brings you closer to another person than pain, trust me. Once you find someone like that, it is incredible, absolutely tremendous. And that's what I want to do here. I want to communicate. I want to teach people that the best therapy that we can possibly have is not therapy. It's not the standard therapy. And I want to get rid of that, because just imagine what would happen, you know? All these people paying into this sector of therapists, you know, in the waiting lines. If I go through the NHS, the waiting lines to see someone for my mental health problems is 8 months. It's insane. So let's get rid of that, start talking to each other, and talk to people how we would talk to a therapist. Remove the taboo from that. Give people the encouragement to do that through this channel and what we can do for them. We can show them the way and prove that we do not need therapists to get therapy. Okay? The best therapists I've ever had, and trust me, I've had countless real accredited therapists. The best therapists I've ever had have not been therapists. They have been just random people that I've met in the world and talked to and shared a real brief moment with, but it's been the deepest connections, that they have been the deepest connections and the deepest conversations I've had with anyone for however many years I've known them. I hope you'll join me on this journey. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really excited about this because I think it's something that the world is missing. I think it's something that we can grow on and kind of learn from. I don't have all the answers. I'm not a therapist, and I still have things that I deal with. I still get way too angry, and I still get very depressed. But I'm also very happy a lot of the time, and I'm relentlessly positive despite everything. And I maintain that, and that's what I want to share with people, and hopefully you'll come with me. So let me know what you think of that. Please subscribe. I'll put the channel in the description so you can go and subscribe there. And let's get this thing started, because I want to make it happen. Okay, we'll speak soon. Take care. Have a great day.